There are other ways to break chromosomes. There are toxins in the environment. So PCBs will do it. Microwave food and plastics will do it. Even the yellow ink in an inkjet printer will do it. That's surprisingly toxic, I found. And then speaking about the TSA, the original scanners that they had at the airport did break DNA, and they were quite penetrating. And they first banned them in Europe, and for about a year or two, I knew that. Most people didn't. And I would say to the people in the US, do you know that these are banned in Europe because they're dangerous? And they'd say, oh, shut up and go through it. And they would force me to go through it. And I would say, no, give me a pat down. Anyway, long story short, that they've improved them somewhat, but I'm still aware of the dangers of even low-dose radiation. These mice that we've aged in the lab by 50%, we don't trash their genomes. We just cut them very precisely a little bit, stop it after 3 weeks. And 10 months later, they look really old compared to their brothers and sisters. So you don't need a lot of DNA damage to accelerate this aging clock, which tells me avoid radiation unless you actually have to. So an X-ray or chemotherapy, these are ways to break your DNA, but you need those, right? If your doctor says do that, you listen to them as you should. But these avoidable ones, I think we should study those more. I would love to see a group of animals that have been exposed to those scanners, not just for cancer. That's just one thing that can happen from broken DNA. But go for 2 years and see what happens to them. Do they get older or not? By messing up not the DNA, but not the genome, but the epigenome, which is the organization of the DNA.